I thought we were very good today. I thought we were very committed defensively. I thought our game plan was played very well and very effective. The players were very committed to one another. I don't know about whether we would have beaten anybody. It's probably a bit hard to assess, but we were very committed today. Very pleased when we play in that sort of mode. We are tough to beat, but we've been beaten a few times this year by some pretty good teams as well.
Maybe you didn't think it at the time, Jack, but did Catalans do you a favour at certain maybe after beating you 10 years ago?
I don't think so. I don't go for that. Each game's a new game and it start again. And records are there or to be broken or whatever. But I didn't think it helped or hindered us really. Although one thing I did get from it, they did work over Myler pretty hard last time I was there, and I thought we'd give the young fella a break and not get worked over so much by their big boys. So we took him out of the fray and put a couple of old nuts in there, a couple of old heads who could wear it, and they wore it pretty well. And then he came on, and I knew he'd make an impact when he'd come on as well. So it worked out well for us, that one today.
And Monaghan likes his competition.
Yeah. He brings out some of his best games in this comp, but he's been pretty good for us all year, to be fair. And it'd be doing him a disservice to say that he's just good in the Challenge Cup. He's been pretty influential for us. But we had some very good players there today. I know he got the BBC award, but I thought Louis was one of his biggest and strongest games for us. He's been pretty good for us a lot this year too, and I thought the other one, particularly first half, but overall I thought Ryan Atkins had his strongest game for Warrington. I think that's been his best game. He was almost unstoppable there at times, and we got some really good outcomes on the back of his play, and I thought he did a great job for us.
How good was that third try of yours?
Sorry?
How good was that third try of yours?
Yeah, mate, they're all blurred into one for me at the moment. There were some outstanding tries all the way through. I thought, I thought there was, some really good vision. I thought there was some good risk taking. I thought there was some good judgment. On other days we've narrowly beaten, or somebody's been good enough to get on top of us when things don't quite stick or you don't quite execute well enough. And last week was a bit like that. We had some opportunities and we didn't quite pull it off. And then there's other days that it sticks and passes seem to stick, kicks seem to stick, and you have days like that. It's the unexplainable in sport sometimes, those sort of days. But we've had one of those sort of days. But the players deserve all the credit for it. I thought they were very entertaining. I know it was one-sided scoreline, but I thought there was some really good entertainment, to add to it.
Tony, at 6-0, you was under your cosh on your own line under the cosh, few dropouts. Was that quite key that you held out at that point?
Yeah, remiss of me. I got carried away with all the tries being scored. The defence was outstanding today. I thought, they asked some questions of us. We expected some early kicks from them early in the tackle count, and they did that and caught us by surprise. Not so long ago, and we handled all those sort of things pretty well today. But our commitment to one another defensively was tremendous. It was the thing that we played our game plan well and scored some entertaining tries, but the way that they defended in that period of time, I think, would be disheartening to an opponent. And then even when they did get a repeat set on us, which they got a number of them, Breeze was kicking at 55 on the fly. He comes out with two of his best dropouts all year. That's not unlikely, is it? To come up in those sort of circumstances. So, it relieved some pressure from us. But I thought our D was good. Aside from a pushover try from dummy half, which we're pretty disappointed about, and a try from a kick late on. I thought we handled most of what they threw at us. and they can throw some at you. They've got some big human beings. They can throw, and a lot of, danger in people like Bosk and Clint Greenshields running inside balls, and they ask some questions of you, a lot, and they asked some of those of us today, and we handled them.
You like the idea of a league final?
Didn't care. Whichever team, won yesterday. Both teams have beaten us twice this year. So whichever one, we got, we were going to have to overcome some demons, and hopefully we can. But they've been champions for the last few years, and probably deserve definitely deserve the favourite tag, and we'll go in as underdogs and do our best. We've been there recent time, and we did our best there, and on that day it was good enough. So hopefully we can do that again.
How do you see the next 3 weeks, Tony? Is it a tricky period? 2 weeks and.
I hope not. I hope it's not a tricky period. It's going to take some focus from all of us. When you get around Warrington, and the people of Warrington had such a great time last year, and they had a pretty good time here today. I thought they were outstanding as well. They're one in numbers, but the way they got behind us and enjoyed it, and they're very excited. So it's hard for the boys not to get around town and people to be well wishing them and talking about Wembley, even though that we've got pardon me, a couple of Super League games before that. So I'm not going to say it's easy, but that's part of our development that we need to improve and make sure that we can cope in if we're going to achieve some of what we'd like to achieve as a group and as a club. We want to be competing in the top end of all competitions we enter into, and we're certainly not going to sacrifice the next couple of weeks for Wembley, because we're in a real crucial period at the moment. We've lost 2 games on the trot, which we haven't done before this year in Super League, and we're pretty determined not to make it 3. So we're going to do our best to turn it around this week and get back on the Super League scoreboard.
The blocks who weren't available today, Higham Bridge and Griggs. What Griggs you said could be English. What are they looking?
Griggsy won't be right. He's going to take. Simon won't be right. He's going to take a little bit of time to overcome this. He was quite. It's been quite serious, his illness, and he'll take some time to recover. Higham, he's out of his cast, and technically he probably could have played this weekend, but we thought we just need to get a bit more mobility into him because he's been in a cast. He'll be available next week. There's a bit of a surprise packet might come along and down the track. Bridge might be back before the end of the season if he keeps progressing in the way that he is. I hope I'm not putting too much pressure on him there, but it'd be great if he's available to us before the end of the year, and could even be good news for other people too.